Pep Guardiola's Centurion tactics, can we recreate them in eFootball? This was the first Premier League title Pep won at Man City, while setting a number of records, the most famous one being becoming the country's first side to amass 100 points in a season. Pep's use of talent fully maximized every key player's ability in this talented team, with tactical decisions that may seem counterintuitive. We will analyze Pep's Centurion tactics, from building up from the back to attacking in the opponent's half. Pep's fundamental attacking structure had a very clear split between the defensive 5 and the attacking 5. The defensive 5 consisted of the 4 defenders and a defensive midfielder. When we mention some of Pep's creative tactics, the inverted fullback is definitely one of the most famous designs. The back 5 unit consistently switched between a 3-2 shape and a 2-3 shape, ensuring enough players in the middle, which was better for keeping the ball. Otamendi and company, or Stones, were all good on the ball, with Fernandinho in front of them playing as an anchorman, providing stability in midfield by acting as a recycle option to maintain possession. Delph usually inverted into the midfield from the left-back position, forming a 3-2 shape as the second midfielder. Walker flexibly moved from the back 3 to a midfield 3, and formed a 2-3 shape against opponents that were more conservative, while also being given the freedom to make runs into the box when a midfielder dropped deep. When the ball was on one wing, Delph or Walker on the other wing would move into the midfield to be in a better position to receive a pass. This block of 5 helped Pep control the ball at the back very well, but leaving the fullback zone empty could be risky in return. Opponent wingers tried to exploit this left-back space. That's why City's wingers, Sané and Sterling, had very high defensive work rates and tracked back to the wide areas. Behind a high line, Ederson was like an attacking keeper who came off his line quite often. The back 5 ensured solidity, and the front 5 provided creativity. The duo of David Silva and Kevin De Bruyne was extremely creative. Silva was press-resistant, capable of making accurate, intricate passes even under pressure. KDB's long passes were explosive and unpredictable. They weren't fixed in their original positions. They would move and create an overload on one flank with the winger. The inverted fullback would then act as an extra midfielder on the other flank, so that City could progress the ball from flank to flank, either by KDB's long passes or via short passes through close player spacing. Stretching the full width of the field is a big part of Pep's principles, as it allows the midfielders more time and space to control the ball. So Sané and Sterling stayed near the touchline, which also compensated for the lack of width in the back block of 5. But here's a design that's counterintuitive. Most modern teams feature inverted wingers, right-footed on the left and left-footed on the right, because they are able to choose between cutting in and continuing to dribble forward. But Pep actually deployed the left-footed Sané on the left and the right-footed Sterling on the right. So they focused on dribbling down the flanks, then either passed to the midfielders running in the half spaces, or sent cutback low crosses into the box. Or we could see Sterling rotating with KDB so that KDB could send those low crosses. These low crosses helped City create so many chances because they took advantage of what many called the corridor of uncertainty, particularly the area near the 6-yard line, because in this area the attackers know for certain that they will try to score, while the defenders and the keeper have a slight hesitation about whether to go for the ball. De Bruyne called this zone very difficult to defend, and City exploited it again and again with their passers from the wide edge of the box. When one winger sent the cross, the other winger acted as an extra forward, and the center forwards, both Aguero and Gabriel Jesus, were very prolific in terms of goal-scoring numbers. But what's more fascinating is that many players recorded very good goal tallies, because every attacker could take advantage of the chances in the danger zone. Aguero and Jesus were both good at running behind the defense line, but they were also very good at linking up the attack with other attackers. Overall, Pep's Centurions controlled possession through their back 5 structure and relentlessly attacking the danger zone. City became one of the most dominant attacking sides the Premier League had ever seen. What should be the team playstyle? Definitely possession, closer player proximity, using the full width, overloading one side and isolating the other wing. The formation looks like this. We play Sané and Sterling as wing midfielders instead of wingers because they defend in the midfield. Then we recreate Delph's role by playing a left-footed CMF, who has to be positioned higher than the DMF and wider than the CB. Delph is given deep line to defend at the left-back position. Then we play Walker as a wide, attacking CB to have a more flexible position in midfield compared to a normal right-back. We will also give the RMF attacking. Ederson was an attacking keeper who came off his line when needed. We can use our favorite center-backs, but Otamendi was more like a destroyer. And Kompany a build-up CB. Walker is the right CB. We can use any fast defender like Timber. We use a left-footed CMF, any playstyle, as the inverted left-back Delph. Fernandinho was an anchor man. Both AMFs can be whole player or creative playmaker, but it's preferred to have a left-footed player as David Silva and a right-footed player as KDB. Sané was a left-footed LMF, we can use any playstyle, and Sterling was a right-footed RMF, also any playstyle. Finally, Aguero and Jesus played like goal poachers at CF. Sterling is always ready to counterpress. Then we can see De Bruyne's long switch to Sané on the opposite flank.
And this is Sané. He's got away. That's a shame because it was such a good decision.
Foden here is like David Silva, who isn't fixed horizontally and creates an overload on the right.
Now it's Foden. De Bruyne. Oh, well played, well played. De Bruyne. He has a big chance. They've got to be quick moving this.
Delph is a midfielder in build-up and a left-back in defense.
Now Timber.
Then we can let the attacking CB Walker make these surprising runs.
Here's Doku. Timber, he is onto this. Played out wide. Now it's Alvarez.
Aguero and Jesus were very good at linking up play in the middle.
Expertly dealt with.
The build-up shape is very flexible because the AMFs can occasionally drop deep in the possession playstyle.
Progress the ball. Providing an outlet on that flank.
Figo here is like Sterling, who had a high defensive work rate. It's a great counterattack that demonstrates the advantage of using the full width of the pitch.
Messi, that's destined for the flank. He's found the way through. Real chance. Relief finally. Now at last. I think they're going to be key in this lineup because
First, we can easily keep the ball on one flank with close player spacing. Then use KDB's long pass to spot the winger on the opposite side. After that, we wait for others to run into the box and plan our final passes.
Great visionary.
When we have the ball on the right, Delph's inverted fullback role makes it easier to switch play through the midfield.
De Bruyne. That has been slung wide. He's got away. Great ball, and he's in here.
I made a terrible mistake by leaving Zlatan unmarked.
And he's in a decent chance. Superb goal. That is so good. Such sharp skills and such a delicious finish. That's what he lives for, Peter. Not a lot more to add. First breakthrough. Look, he's the one everyone expects to put the ball in the net. That's what he's... Oh, what has happened here? Getting up there! Well, Peter...
Peter, just see here how a lot of the attacking players...
Both Aguero and Jesus were nimble forwards, much like Alvarez.
Yeah, they just simply want to engage the count.
And the shots! Your impression so far, Jim?
Well, there'll be no accusations of a lack of effort. They're giving it...
He's having a shot! And a neat finish! Timber puts it away. Good take, and is he in? Shakes the shots! Smooth goal, beautiful manoeuvring of the ball, and splendid authority in the finish.
Well, I think he knew all he had to do was get it under control.
One of the advantages of having traditional wingers is that when they receive a through ball, they can drive forward with their stronger foot without slowing down.
That will be it. Well, that was intense. Perez wins the duel this time. Oh, great feet. Oh, that's fabulous.
It would have been better if I had spotted Foden, but that was lucky.
Real chance! And here's Mbappe.
I really should have followed the runner instead of pressing the passer.
Shoots! Well taken goal. And the lead lost. No time is...
Yeah, when you're in on the counter-attack like that, it's like walking into a sucker punch and they're dazed.
The wingers being so wide give the midfielders plenty of space in the middle, including Delph, who acts as a midfielder during build-up.
Starting to look very interesting, this.
Such a big goal, Peter. Just when the opposition thought they could turn the score.
And the finish!
Well, Peter, I think the keeper knew straight away he was never going to get to it.
So we have a breakthrough. Now how will things...
Another example of the classic overload to isolate strategy, spotting Sterling in the box.
Timber.
Though a right-footed RMF has limited cut-in options, he has a good passing angle toward different targets in the box.
Picked out brilliantly. Love. Oh, shooting chance!
Oh, too easy on his players.
Flexible 2-3 and 3-2 build-up shapes.
Here, I think they need to re-establish that focus and try to lift the purpose again. They want a good start to the second half.
So it has been pretty frantic here. Everybody eagerly awaiting the start of the second half.
The opponent is targeting the space behind my fullbacks, just like City's opponents did in real life. This is an extremely long build-up. Enjoy!
It's just a matter of sustaining the effort.
This is a really front-footed approach.
They just have to focus on the issue.
A perfect demonstration of Walker's role and Sterling's low cross into the box. That's it. Thank you so much for watching. After watching this, will you try this possession tactic in the game?